Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 4, which is entitled as Jnana Yoga, Sloka 13. cātur-varṇyaṁ mayā sṛṣṭaṁ guṇa-karma-vibhāgaśaḥ tasya kartāram maam viddhy kartāram avyayam. Out of 4 questions that are raised in this sloka, we have seen 2. So we are yet to see the answer for the other 2 questions. The other 2 questions, to refresh, are number 1, since it is going to be hard to find people who will be free of attachment to the results of their action, and because they are attached to the results of their action, they will continue doing the way that they have been doing things, which means they're going to create more karma. That implies that they are going to be in the samsara pretty much forever, with repeated cycle of birth and death. That's number 1. Number 2, if there are no candidates to follow karma yoga in the way that Krishna has explained, or in the way that scripture says, both are same anyway, then the scriptures becomes useless, because no one is going to follow it. As these 2 questions have been raised, Krishna's response to this question was, I have created these 4 systems or classification for the society. Well, how can that be an answer? Arjuna asked something, and Krishna's response seemed to be, I created the 4 classes. This response on the surface level may not appear as an direct appropriate answer for these questions, but this is the right answer. Unless Krishna has this classification, then how will one be able to follow their karma? If the karmas are not followed, then how can they get rid of their obstacles in the path of karma yoga, which eventually leads them to moksha? So, also, if the creation never happened in the first place, how can one practice karma yoga, jnana yoga, or even bhakti yoga for that matter? This is the place where one can practice what's been given by the Shastra. This place is called Karma Bhumi, a place where one exercises their karmas. Therefore, the Lord created this universe and the 4 systems. So one can be born into this world, and based on the varna, one can follow their dharma. By following their karma as per the varnashrama dharma, one will gradually progress in the spiritual path. So the whole idea of this classification of 4 varnas is to remove the obstacles in the path of yoga. And that is the reason I have created this. Everyone will fit into one of these classifications, starting from Brahma to a blade of grass. The way that these 4 classes are classified is based on guna and karma. Guna, as we already saw what the 4 classes are: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. The Brahmanas are in Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness. The Kshatriyas are in Rajoguna, in mode of passion. The Vaishyas are a mix of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, whereas the Shudras are in Tamoguna. And the way they are classified under the karma are: the Brahmanas has sama and dhamma, meaning control on their internal senses, the mind, and the external senses, the eyes, ears, nose, etc. Where the Kshatriyas are meant to protect the country, the citizens. That's their karma. The Vaishyas are mercantile men, also give protection to the cows, involved in farming, so forth. That's their karma. Whereas the Shudras, the 4th class, are meant to be supporting the other 3 classes. The more details about their karma will be discussed in the 18th chapter. We will touch only what is needed here for us to understand this particular sloka. So a question may arise, then, since there are 4 classes, which one is greater? It is said in the Purusha Shuktam, Brahmanosya mukamasīt bahura janya kritah oro tadasya yat vaishyah padhyam shudro ajayata. It is said that Brahmanas are born from the lotus mouth of the Lord, Kshatriyas from the shoulder, Vaishyas from the thigh, Shudras from the Lord's lotus feet. So they all appear from the Lord. So there is no one is better or greater than the other. It's not like one is lower and another one is higher. If someone starts speaking about things like that, then what they're doing is they're comparing Krishna's body, that his mouth is better than his feet. One can never do that. Whether it is his Lord's face or his feet, they are all special, great. In fact, many seems to be worshipping and praising the lotus feet of the Lord compared to any other parts, limbs of the Lord. No one says, I want to surrender to your shoulder. No one says, I want to surrender to your lotus mouth. Everyone says, I want to surrender to your lotus feet. At least in that case, one should know how one should respect everyone, also the 4th class. And of course, there should be differences, but one should not mistreat others due to those differences. The differences are needed for the world to function. Now, Arjuna's question is this classification of 4 varnas is really needed? It seems like it might cause some confusion or mistreatment in the world. So why did you create caste system in the first place? Well, let's take an example. If someone wants to form a corporate, a company, then a person works on it. He forms a corporate. Then he puts a plan for different departments, and then have different roles within those departments. When all these are in place by the CEO or the founder of the corporate, then the recruitment starts. The candidates are appointed into respective roles. The person does not put anyone and everyone into any roles. So the candidates are appointed based on their nature and skills. If the corporate is not formed in the first place, there is no point in having roles and departments. And of course, there's no need to appoint anyone when there is no corporate itself. And even if the corporate is there, the roles has not been defined, then just having the employees without roles defined, in fact, will create more confusion among the employees. Therefore, it is a must. The classification is needed in the world so that the world can function without confusion. So by this, Krishna is defeating Arjuna's statement of it's creating confusion. Rather, Krishna says it is going to avoid confusion. Another reason is Krishna created this four system just out of compassion. He created this universe out of his compassion. If Krishna has not done this one, he is not setting up a path for humanity. How will they know what's the path to take? And what are they supposed to do as per their dharma? They will have no means to practice anything. If they don't have means to practice anything based on their dharma, based on their guna and karma, then they can never come back to me. So I will be cause for that. Unless and until I provide them the path, they will not be able to come to me, and they will not be able to figure out a way and means. Even in spite of me giving this path, still people are coming out with their own ideas, with imaginations, creating various different paths to attain me. But understand, none of those paths is going to attain me. One has to follow what has been set by the corporate to progress. Therefore, everyone should fall into this varnashrama system. cātur-varṇyaṁ mayā sṛṣṭaṁ guṇa-karma-vibhāgaśaḥ tasya kartāram viddhy akartāram avyayam. Namaste. Hare Krishna.